Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 1. Last time, we got ourselves all the way down here within the giant gnosis, which has a giant building within it, to this weird circular door thing that has Zohar written on it. I have no idea what's going on at this point. It's just a lot of weird stuff. Anyway, at the end of last time, we went over our setup. Go back on the menu, thank you. And pretty much have it set up as we would expect. I'm putting Ziggy in the middle spot of my party in battle because in my testing, for some reason, the boss wants to target either the character with the lowest HP or the one in the middle. And since I can't change how much HP they have, or at least I'm not going to, we're just going to put Ziggy in the middle and hope for the best. Ziggy does not have protection against Lost, even though I kind of wanted to have it, but he's not going to be using ether attacks in the upcoming fight, so it doesn't matter anyway. Before fighting, cutscenes!
Xion, look at that.
Speaking of what this building looked like,
The Zohar?
we found it! Go figure!
We must go.
Why is that?
Hey, KOS-MOS, wait! Don't you go off on your own. Oh, I don't recall programming her that way.
I wonder who did. Hello? We gonna do something? We're just gonna stare at things all day.
But what's the Zohar doing here?
I have confirmed that this object can be identified with a 99.99998% probability to be the Zohar emulator that was stored on board the Woglinde.
An emulator? Are you saying a real one exists somewhere else?
Have we gone over this? I can't remember if we have.
Affirmative. KOS-MOS, how do you know all
How
of
do
this?
you know all of this,
I never
KOS-MOS?
stored any type of information like that in your main databank.
You're the creator of that thing. And yet, you didn't even know about that?
Ah, hello. What are you doing? Yeah, I don't know why it
Commander
fades to
Chernkov.
black and then starts the
Are you
cutscene
all right?
again. It's kind of weird.
Let's get out of here.
You were still doing that. I think you were doing that earlier, weren't you?
Commander, your body's...
What exactly is going on with him?
Escape? What are you talking about? You think you'll survive through something like this?
I don't know. With hope. Pretty much the only way we get through most RPGs. You
That's
hope
right.
that it'll work.
I was the one behind the disappearance of the planet Ariadne. All that mattered was the recovery of the emulator.
You're starting to spill the beans,
Reason
buddy.
behind the deployment of Vector and the military. They were really only pawns. But in spite of all that,
Oh boy, he's hallucinating again. Yep, he's gone batshit insane.
go away!
And no
Don't
Joker
come
to
near
take
me!
responsibility for all of
You were
it.
the ones who rejected me! So why are you bothering me now? No!
That one he didn't imagine.
What is that?
Yeah, what is
All
that?
photon, lepton, hadron, and graviton scans read negative.
Then, what is it that we're seeing?
I don't know. In fact, I'm not sure if they ever explain it. It's probably in the database if it's anywhere. They haven't really explained it yet, but there's three possibilities after being touched by a gnosis. The first is you turn to that white substance, which is in the database at some point. Basically, it turns out to be salt. You just turn to salt. They'll explain a little more about it later. But the other one is just death. And And the third one is it doesn't happen right away, but either... What are we saying here?
It's the same. Just like that day.
He might be referencing something that we'll never get to play, unfortunately. There's a couple of side games. One of them deals with Ziggy's backstory. Yeah, the third option, either the person will eventually, after being touched and then kind of removed from that situation, they will either turn to salt or die, or they become a gnosis. And they don't really go into a lot of detail about that until much later. Anyway, boss fight time. These guys, I'm not going to try and pronounce that name, are weak to slash attacks, which is why we have both Ziggy and Chaos. This guy weak to lightning and slash. Heaven's Wrath is both of those things, hence why he's here, and slash is just awesome at this, Ziggy is just awesome with Cyclone at this point. Anyway, as far as strategy goes, Medica All for the win. Without Medica All, you don't have a lot of chance of winning this fight. You could probably do it with a combination. Nice. Yeah. You could probably do it with a combination of her best attack, unfortunately, is only Spell Ray. Actually, no, against them it's actually Shock Blade. I screwed up. But against the boss, it's Spell Ray. Technically, Momo will do more damage with Floral Tempest, but there's not much I could do. I didn't want to bring her in here because she has too low of HP, because both the side guys and the main guy will continuously cast this spell. And unfortunately, since there's 3 of them, they tend to get criticals, at least reasonably often. So Ziggy's going to go for the kill on this guy, and he should be able to do it. Cyclone is the best attack in here, as far as I know. And this is what it looks like. Yeah. He does a lot of damage. Now, the boss does get a power-up after you take out the servants. However, the servants have 2 different attacks. One is heal the boss for 600 HP, so you definitely don't want that. And 2, I gotta heal now, is using that attack. And here's the boss using physical defense down, which I'm not worried about because I'm protected against it. He can also cast Lost, which is like silence. He has 3600 HP, and I need to heal already. So let's go with Medica All. Eventually, when I don't have to use Medica All, I'm going to want to use, Queen's Kiss to steal from the boss. This is absolutely imperative, and for whatever reason, it takes a long time to get to the point where they kind of illustrate this fact in the game. In order to get a lot of the unique accessories, you actually have to steal from bosses. So stealing is a very important mechanic in this game, which is why, like, I've been using Momo to do it for now because it wasn't a big deal, but it was nice to have, and she was good in those fights anyway, not to mention they were pretty easy to begin with. But now we've gotten to the point where we're getting unique accessories, and those are really important. Without some of those, you lose out on some of the best abilities in the game. I didn't actually expect for that to kill him, but I will take it. So Ether, we're going to go with Queen's Kiss, and hopefully we steal the rare item, otherwise I'm going to have to steal again. I believe this cutscene is, or this attack animation is skippable. That's awesome. It's ridiculous, but it's awesome. And we did! We stole the rare one. Nice! Which means I don't have to bother stealing the common one since he should drop it. And if not, I've got a save file before, I'll just go back. But nice. Very, very nice. Anyway, for the rest of the fight, we're gonna basically go Heaven's Wrath. He does seem to have rather high evade, so kind of be aware of that. We're gonna go Heaven's Wrath and Cyclone, and that's pretty much it. Xion will probably end up stealing or healing, but other than that, not too much to worry about. Boost +1 could have been very useful at different points up until now in boss fights and otherwise. However, because I didn't have it, it just wasn't too big a deal. This is his newest attack that he's going to start using a lot of, and it does a lot of damage. So even though I don't really need to heal everybody, Medica All just covers a mid amount of HP. Medica Single is only low, and it's just not enough to keep up. So we're going to have to be wasting a lot of MP, or rather EP. Also, we're going to need to heal her EP after the next turn. If she doesn't have to heal next time, I'll just use an Ether Pack on her then, and that will make life a little easier. Basically, for the rest of the fight, we're going to be spamming attacks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit fast forward, and we'll go through this a little faster.
Let's go.
Let me know if this is something that bothers you about me fast forwarding through attack animations and boss fights, because this battle, or well, this game in general, can tend to do quite a bit as far as, let's just use an Ether Pack S there. It just takes a while to get through some of them because the battles take a long time. Ow! Ow, that hurt. Okay, this guy can counter boost, so I'm gonna hope that he doesn't, and then I'm gonna heal with Xion. But yeah, you should get more than enough boosts in this fight without her boost +1 skill, so that's not really a problem. Let's just throw on Medica All. But yeah, if he criticals with that attack, he can do a lot of damage, especially after he's powered up. And yeah. Okay, as long as he's not... Right now, he's not hitting Ziggy at all, so putting him in the middle doesn't seem to have done much for helping us through that fight. I'm just going to heal with her again, because it's not going to end well if you don't keep up on the healing. Okay, so there's Heaven's Wrath one more time, and we've almost maxed out our boost gauge with both Chaos and Ziggy, because they're doing lots of damage here. Very nice. Actually, I don't think damage has anything to do with it. It's just the attack type and what slot you're on in the event slot there.
Let's go. Cyclone.
As he boosts up his attack power and such, ow, he will tend to also do more, have more defense, so that's why we're doing a little less damage now, but... Alright, so, can I do it? It's gonna be close. We'll see if we can take him down now. There we go. We got him. And I only got points times 2. Oh, does this guy give a lot of points? I don't remember. It gives a decent amount of points, that's for sure. I won't go back in this fight because that went pretty much as well as can be expected. Anyway, the other item that you want to make sure he drops if you don't steal is the Silver Crown. Both of them are very important. They're unique pieces of equipment, and I don't believe you can get them any other way. What do we got here?
Behold the light that spreads before your eyes. This light once symbolized civilization, the very will of the human race. But what can be gleaned from the light we see today? The people of this world have cast away their will to create, drowning themselves instead in an endless cycle of consumption.
Sounds like
what
present
you see
day.
now is the deceitful light cast by their stagnant eyes.
The commander. But who's that with him?
How is Xion viewing this?
The people you've encountered in your lifetime are not people at all. They are less than human, mere sacks of flesh and bone. Only upon the realization of self-will can a person truly be called a man. You chose to reject the false light, refused to succumb to their lies. That's why you never faltered, even after all the personality reconditioning.
You can see his,
Underwent personality reconditioning?
Margulis is basically brainwashing
Long
him.
ago, man
at this
was
point.
forced to leave behind his homeland.
What homeland would that
This
be?
was brought about
Earth?
by the masses who extinguished the very light that drove their will. So how about it, Chernkov? Let us rekindle the torch, so that human consciousness may once again be resurrected, for our sake and that of our God.
And we have a religious aspect to Margulis now. They don't really go into a lot of detail about
Happiness?
that, but,
Were those my feelings just now? No. It must have been the Commander's feelings. Commander,
how exactly is she viewing all this?
what was it that you were searching for?
I'm not sure why she saw that. I can infer from other things in subsequent games, but right
Commander.
now, not exactly sure.
I never really existed at all.
How do you not exist?
36 years ago. The year after the Zoar incident, which led up to the Milshin conflict. I was brought into this world as a weapon of warfare. It happened all the time back then. Killing was our whole reason for existence. The fortunate ones were those who could adapt to that way of life. Even luckier were those who died on the battlefield. But I was never granted that opportunity. Before I could find some significance to my own life, the war ended. And I was left behind while the world went on.
They do tackle a lot of different, like, social issues
I tried
that
to
even
adapt.
we experience in our own lives.
But the language I spoke was so different from the rest of the world. I thought the entire world had rejected me.
He's a soldier who didn't
the
know how to
commander-
adapt.
It felt like he really needed me. I saw a future for myself in the commander. Or I wanted to, at least. But I had to rely on the drugs to communicate with the rest of the world. It was because I hadn't changed. After everything that happened, I hadn't changed at all. Now I finally understand. The world didn't reject me. I rejected the world. Shion, I like it here.
How are you
I'm the
communicating
only
with her
living
this
thing
way?
that exists in this place. There's nothing else.
Sounds
No
boring.
anger, no sadness, no happiness. Not even a future.
Sounds very
The
boring.
only thing that's here is me. And that'll eventually fade away.
As long as they don't leave you bored for too long.
It feels good. This is exactly what I've been searching for all this time. Shion, you'll eventually find yourself here too.
Well, where is here?
I'm sure of it. It won't be much longer. I know. I can tell.
I wonder what that means. Is he still alive, or... Oh, and he just kind of became light and dust or something. Looks like Ziggy's got a shiny metal ass, too. I gotta watch more Futurama. It's been too long.
Shion! What was that? Where's Commander Chernkov?
That was Commander Chernkov.
Shion.
Chaos! What just happened? Where is he? What have we done? Tell me! Ziggy, did something happen?
And now we're coming to terms with the fact that even though she's very
It's-
bright,
Nothing you need to worry about.
she doesn't understand certain things, certain emotions,
I'm
certain
sorry.
actions.
Was that really the Commander? Tell me, Chaos. Surely we didn't.
Shion, the truth isn't always a pleasant thing to know.
Chaos. Are we all going to end up like him?
We're still here, and none of us have turned into gnosis. Perhaps we can take solace in that. Here, stand up.
Okay.
Chaos's voice actor does a great job of getting across his
The
point
connection between
without
the
yelling
phenomenon
or
boundaries is
screaming
disappearing.
or even
This
sounding
continues, this
harsh.
spatial location will disappear. We are in danger.
This isn't good.
This is true. Uh-oh. Looks like we lost gravity.
Look! Over there!
What do we see? That looks like a ship.
You still alive? Chief, are you alright?
I think that's the best luck we could have possibly had. Little bit of Deus Ex Machina, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Anyway, with that being said, I think, yes, this is probably a good time to stop because the scenes continue for a long time yet. Anyway, that's all the time we have for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.